Baylor football has picked up two more commitments from the transfer portal. Of course, this is all pending on them signing at Baylor. I know, and it's not just combined the two because it was within like 2 hours of within 2 hours of each other. It just makes too much sense to do one video than do the next. When I was busy at the time eating, and it just so happened that there was another one like that within that time period. Apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. The first one is Alabama wide receiver Kobe Prentice. I'm going to go over his height, weight, classification, what his stats were this past year. I will say he made more of an impact as a true freshman. He was part of the class of 2022 out of Alabama. He was recruited by former Alabama head coach Nick Saban, so that speaks volumes about where he is. And when you look at his 247 profile out of high school, he was number 89 in the country as a player, a 4-star, number 15 wide receiver in the class of 2022, number 4 player in the state of Alabama for the class of 2022. So he's 5'10", between like 182 pounds and 188 pounds, depending where you look. Like, I know that Alabama doesn't have him listed anymore on the roster for 2024, but 2023 they had him listed at 182, while ESPN has him at 188 pounds. But you get the point. His hometown is Calacara, Alabama, where he attended Calacara High School. He did have like an injury, and he didn't produce as much as compared to the past 2 years. It's really got smaller and smaller. To be honest, he only had like 11 receptions for 129 yards with 1 touchdown. The long was 20 yards. 2023, he had 18 receptions for 314 yards with 2 touchdowns. Long was 79 yards, average was 17.4. But his true freshman year, he came on the scene more than the last two. 31 receptions for 337 yards with 2 touchdowns. The long was 47 yards and the average 10.9 yards. And he would be a senior next year. Now, the other guy I'm going to mention is Fresno State linebacker Phoenix Jackson. Yeah, it's actually spelled the same way as Phoenix, Arizona. I go over his height, weight, what classification, hometown, where he attended high school, then stats for this past year. He's 6 foot tall, 220 pounds at linebacker. He will be a senior next year, so thus he would have 1 more year of eligibility. He's from Modesto, California, where he attended Central Catholic High School. He redshirted in 2021, but then played 2022, then 2023, and this past year, of course. So what were his stats for this past year? And the numbers will jump out to you, to say the least. I mean, 48 tackles, 29 of those solo, 6.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, 4 pass breakups / passes defended, 5 quarterback hurries, 1 forced fumble. Both those additions are solid additions for the program, for Baylor football. And if you would have told me that Baylor got a transfer from Alabama at wide receiver, I would have said, you're kidding me, right? It just so happens to be that way. And I do think the Alabama wide receiver will get more receptions at Baylor this year, and hopefully he stays healthier. And he'll probably be utilized more than he was at Alabama, to be honest. I mean, it's just telling the truth. Now, what does Baylor football need to do from here? I'm going to just start on the offensive side of the ball first, just to get that out of the way. They need to add at least 1 more wide receiver, if not 2. Especially like a proven guy at that, in my opinion. Look how many guys they're losing. Obviously, offensive line, like right tackle, particularly. And get a backup guy, because he never could have enough depth on the offensive line. Now, backup quarterback is they could get one right now if they want to, or they could just wait out the process and see what Nate Bennett and Edward Griffin do in the spring to see who's that second string guy. But either way, they're going to be really young, like redshirt freshmen, true freshmen. If they're going to get a backup quarterback, in my opinion, it would be an older guy. I mean, like a junior or senior, to be honest. Probably not like a freshman guy, I would think. But that's to be determined. Now, defensive side of the ball, get another good defensive lineman. I would take another linebacker, to be honest, slash edge rusher potentially. Not just like an edge rusher type of guy, linebacker, but like a Mike or a Will. One of those two. Cornerback, as in CB, is a need to address the secondary as well as a star and safety positions. In my opinion, we're going to have to wait and see what happens from here. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 7 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more, so my money out those course. Like a video, comment video, really helps YouTube algorithms so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and subscribe, hit subscribe button, free notification bell as well. And I will say, Phoenix Jackson, per Pro Football Focus, had a defensive grade of 76.1, 70.7 in pass rush, and 90.3 in pass coverage, and 448 snaps. So, he is really good in both areas. So, it definitely gives some versatility. We'll see what happens from here in terms of, like, not just additions, but maybe some more subtractions along the way. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens.